Welcome to the Essex Sport Facebook page. My name is Arlene. We're going to have a nice 30-minute slow flow yoga class today. Just make sure you've got a yoga mat, plenty of space around you to move freely. It might be nice to have some water nearby, and just do any of the movements that feel comfortable for you today. Okay, so we're going to come to start through child's pose. So if you just come down to your mat through all fours, and you might have a slightly wider knee child's pose, just see what feels nice for you. And from all fours, start to bring your bottom to your heels. And we're going to rest in child's pose for a few moments. So just very slowly start to bring your body down towards the mat. You might bring a little bit of support for your head. You can even rest your forehead on the ground. And just check in. Do you like arms overhead child's pose today? Or you might have your forearms resting, or even have your hands out of the side of your feet. Or even rest on your back. So just check in with where that feels comfortable and nice for you. So just starting to relax into the mat. Notice your breath, your inhalation and your exhalation. You can start to soften into the mat, relaxing your ears, your eyes, your face. And just start to feel the quality of your breath. And perhaps as we stay in this posture, child's pose is quite introspective. So you're kind of turning inward towards your body. Just notice how that might feel like a nice space to settle and relax the mind. And if you do have any connection with your forehead on the floor or on your fists or on some support like cushions or pillows, you might just feel how that just allows the body to soften in that space of your forehead. Good. And then when you're ready, just very slowly start to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. And we'll unfold our spine and come up to all fours on hands and knees. So just settling in, your hands about the width of your shoulders, wrists stay under your shoulders, about 2 fists approximately between your knees. You can have your knees about the width of your hips and underneath your hips as well. We'll just start to move through cat and cow. So just feel like a slow wave arises in your spine. And you can do that with your breath if that's comfortable. So inhaling perhaps for cow as your belly softens in the direction of the mat, and exhaling as you round your spine up for cat. Just do a few rounds of cat and cow at your own pace, no rush. But you can really start to relax through your touching points on the ground. So your fingers, your hands relax into the mat and you round your spine for cat. And as you inhale for cow, you can soften your stomach and tailbone tips up. Good, so do one more round of cat and cow here. And then just coming back to a nice neutral spine. Okay, so from all fours, just walk your hands on the ground over to the right side. So you're creating like a little C-arch in your spine. And then very slowly start to bring your bottom down to your heels. And we'll rest again in child's pose with a side bend. You can rest your forehead there if that's comfortable. Just notice how that elongates the side of your body. Like for example, I'm over to the right side with my hands. I might feel my left side just gently relax. Good, and then we'll lift it back up. Bottom away from your heels, and then walking through center, and just do the other side. So walking your hands over to the other side, little side bend, and slowly bringing bottom down, wherever that's comfortable for your head to rest. Use support with your fists. You can even lift your fingertips up onto your fingertips by lifting your wrists up towards the ceiling. Good. And we'll gently uncurl and walk our hands back through center. We'll set up for a little puppy dog pose. So keep your knees above your hips, and then just start to walk your hands forward. You can stop at anywhere in that range. But so at maximum, you might bring your forehead to rest on the mat. You can adjust the width between your hands, and if it's comfortable, without bringing any tension to your neck, you can start to lift your head, so you're kind of bringing your chin and your chest to rest on the mat, just if that feels comfortable without bringing tension. So if you don't have any neck issues, or if that doesn't bring a little sense of tension to your neck, maybe it feels more like openness on your chest if that's comfortable. Good. And then when you're ready, slowly start to come out of your puppy dog pose. You can walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and just relax there for a moment. Good. We'll set up for downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under, bottom to your heels, soften your hands into the mat. And as you exhale, we'll lift our heels or hips up and just come to your downward facing dog. And just start to notice if you'd like to bring a little movement to that today. If that feels nice, you can do that at the pace that feels comfortable for you. So another option, you can think about cat and cow and start to draw your navel up and then round your spine, coming to a plank pose and then reverse and coming up. So me, I just do a little movement with my feet to come through plank and then down dog. But again, that's just an option. You might prefer to stay in child's pose, which is also a really lovely way to create that nice space in your spine. So we practice our child's pose at the very start. From all fours and bringing your bottom to your heels. Good. Okay, lovely. And just see if that's nice to walk your feet out a little. Okay, so we'll stay in down dog for a moment. Feet about the width of your hips, shifting the weight back through your hips. So it's almost like there's a string on your tailbone drawing you to that wall behind you. Good, and then lift your heels off the mat. So you're up on the balls of your feet. Stay on the ball of your feet and then bend your knees. So you're bringing your stomach towards your thighs. Straighten your legs. And just do 3 more bends of the knees here. Just notice how that feels. So you might feel that kind of lengthens your lower back. Good, so after your third one, we can bend straight, keep our legs straighter, and bring your heels to the floor. And then walk hands to feet or feet to hands. You'll come to stand forward fold for a few breaths. So relaxing your shoulders, feet about the width of your hips if that's comfortable. You might like them closer. You can have your hands on your legs or anywhere that feels nice for you. If you want to come into steeper, you can bend your elbows and hold onto your forearms and relax your forearms overhead, or bring your hands behind your calf muscles and fold from your hip space to draw your chest towards your legs. Bending your knees as much as feels comfortable. You can even, if you want more, straighten your legs by lengthening the back of your legs to that space behind you. So that almost encourages your sitting bones to lengthen upwards. Good. So one more breath here, just checking in. You have nice, even dispersal of your weight throughout your feet. Good, and then to come up, we'll draw our navel inward, little bend in your knees, unfold your spine up to standing it, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Kind of fast. Okay, we'll bring our arms up overhead, and just let your forearms start to cross. We're just doing a little circling, so inhaling arms wide, exhaling as your forearms cross. Just once more. Good, and then to reverse, if you have your fingertips rest on your shoulders, and then bring your elbows towards each other, and then open your elbows wide. So it's almost like as your elbows come towards each other, you can feel your shoulders start to draw towards each other. And when you open your elbows, it's like your elbows will open as wide as comfortable to feel more spaciousness in your chest. Okay, great. So once more, lovely. You can relax your arms and give everything a little shake. So we're going to run through little variations of sun salutation, or a variation of one round of sun salutation. So if you walk through to the front of your mat, just stand comfortably, shoulders over your hips. Good, and just feel that there's this nice alignment through your spine. Okay, we'll bring our arms up overhead. And just start to come to a little upper back bend. So weight shifts to your heels, hips forward, and you can start to lengthen your fingertips upwards. So it feels like your rib cage is kind of lifting away from your hips. And you might look up at your head. It's like there's no tension there in your neck. There's a nice opening for the front body. Good. And we'll come forward again. Slowly open your arms out to the side, chin to chest. Slide down. Return to forward fold. So wherever that's comfortable, you might bend your knees, resting your forearms there. You can rest your hands on your thighs or your shins, or again, fingertips to the floor. A nice long spine. Good. One more breath here. Bend your knees, hands to the mat, width of your shoulders. Exhale, right leg back. So a nice equestrian lunge. You might bring your knee down and relax the top of your foot. Just see how that feels for you. So anywhere in that range, I'll start with my knee down. And then you can start to bring your chest away from your thighs as much as feels comfortable. You can rest here or use blocks underneath your hands. You might start to lift your chest away from your thigh and look upwards. Just notice how that feels. And think about the breath. So there's first an elongation of your spine, but also like your shoulders start to expand to the side with your breath. Good. And you might feel a little release here in the front of your hip. Just notice if that arises. Good. And then we'll gently bring our chest back down towards our thigh, hands to the mat, width of your shoulders. You're going to come to all fours or plank pose. Nice long spine here. So your wrists under your shoulders. Nice back, so it's not with a bottom up or bottom down, just nice and level. Good. So knee down option here. Elbows bend. Come down towards the mat. And then just rest on the ground. You can either keep your hands there if you'd like to practice a cobra pose, or bring your hands so you're the other side of your face and forms a bound. Inhale, chest lifts up. See if you'd like to practice that cobra with longer arms. So just wherever that's comfortable. And just stay there for a few breaths. You might tilt your head side to side to relax the sides of your neck. Good. And then we'll gently bring our chest back to the mat. If they're not there, hands slide to the side of your chest up through all fours. Option. You might like to practice child's pose, or you might lift your hips up to down dog. So just see which one you prefer And you can make that your own. If you're in down dog, you might bring movement to that, or you might like that stillness of lengthening your tailbone, bending your knees as much as feels comfortable. So you can feel that lengthening of the side body and your head just relaxed. Good, so just adjust to feel as comfortable as possible in your shoulders. Good, lovely. One more breath here. Good, and we're going to step our right foot forward between your hands. So just slowly start to bend your knee, step your right foot forward. Just to show you, if you've been in child's pose, you can bring your knees, come to all fours, or even in down dog, come to all fours first, and then step your right foot forward, wherever that's comfortable. So knee down option here, if you prefer, up on the ball of your foot with your left leg straight, chest lifts, again with support if that's comfortable. You can use blocks here underneath your hands. Option to look upwards, just helping to wake up that front, the front of your left hip. Good. And when you're ready, slowly bring your hands back to mat, step feet together, return to that forward fold wherever that's comfortable today. In this moment, just feeling the top of your head lengthen away from you in the tailbone in the opposite direction. So wherever that feels nice, good little bend in your knees and roll your spine up to standing, head up last. Good. And the hands up overhead, upper back bend option. Good. And as you exhale, slowly return back to your forward fold. Just stay there for a few breaths. I'm just changing sides of my mat so my other leg is closer, my left leg is closer to you. Good. And you might rest your hands on your shins or your thighs in your forward fold, called Uttanasana. Good. When you're ready, knees bend, hands on the mat, shoulder width apart. Exhale, left leg back. Knee down option, just see where you're comfortable. Chest lifts. Again, just lift as high as feels comfortable. If you can't, your lower back. You might start to gaze upward, but feel a lengthening of your spine upwards. Good, so you can feel your rib cage lift away from your hips. Good, lovely. Then hands back to mat. All fours are plank. Good, nice long spine, navel's engaged, knee down option, elbows bend, come down towards the mat. Good, with your inhalation, forearms down for Sphinx, lifting your chest away from your thighs, longer arms for Cobra. Just see where it feels comfortable. You can practice your upward facing dog with your thighs away from the mat if that's more comfortable. One more breath here. Slowly bring chest to mat. Hands to the side of your chest, up through all fours. Option again here, down dog or extended child's pose to make it comfortable. Movement or stillness, whatever feels nice for you this moment. Good, one more breath here. Good, then we'll step our left foot forward between our hands. Back to equestrian pose, knee down option. When you're ready, chest lifting up, feet about the width of your hips here for stability, but you can widen side to side if that feels more comfortable. Optional lifting up behind your lower back here, wherever that's comfortable. We might have to do this with our knee down, whatever feels comfortable for you in this moment today. Good. Then hands back to mat, step feet together, return back to our forward fold. Wherever that feels nice. And then slowly bend your knees a little, navel draws inward and fold your spine up to standing, head up last. Good, then we can give everything a little shake. Good. Then if you come to stand with your feet in a straddle position, so we're just facing the long edge of the mat here. Good. And just notice as you do that again, shoulders above your hips, your head's just nestled at the top of your spine. Good. So we'll start to turn, rotate from your waist, so you're turning your right toes away from you. Good. And just take a few bends of your knee. Notice where your knee's tracking here. Good. So we're going to come to warrior two. So your left toes can face forward, or you might kind of pigeon toe them in. See what feels nice. Good, so next time bend your knee, keep your knee bent here. Good, and slowly bring your arms up into a T. Just notice wherever your hips are facing naturally and comfortably, so that it feels your arms just come out to the sides. That's fine to kind of on a slight diagonal there. Good, lovely. Okay, so just stay in your warrior two for a few breaths. You can turn your head over to the side. Lovely. From here, we're going to very slowly start to come to extended side angle pose. So if you start to bend your right elbow, hinge forward, your upper arm reaches up towards the ceiling and then rotates, the palm is facing down, your arms next to your ear. Okay, so it's slightly different than triangle pose. When triangle pose has your arm out to the side, but if it's comfortable, you can bring your arm here. If that feels a bit intense, you can rest your hand on your hip instead and just see where it feels comfortable to look. If you like the sensation here, you can start to turn your head, your gaze, so you're kind of revolving your chest to look upwards. That helps to open the front body as well as your hip space, your side. Good. And we'll gently come back up to warrior two. So So lead with that hand, reaching back up to warrior two. Good, so once more we'll do that. So bending your elbow, arm reaches up overhead, next to your ear, and then coming back out. Arm reaches up, get back to your warrior two. Good, so we'll do a little variation of reverse warrior. So if you straighten your right leg, bring your arms up overhead, we're going to rotate so the palms of your hands touch and the backs of your hands are away from you. So that's overhead. And then slowly start to lean away from your right leg. So we're leaning over to the left. See where that's comfortable to turn your head. And just notice how that feels along the side body. Good. We'll come back up. Bend your knee back to warrior two. And then straighten your leg, arms overhead. Palms of your hands touch. And slowly start to lean away and lengthen the side of your body. Good. We'll come back up through warrior two. This time we'll practice our triangle pose. So if you bend your knee, keep your arms in a straight line if that's comfortable. Hinge forward. If you're comfortable here with your arms in a straight line, we'll stay. You can bring your forearm on the inner part of your knee. Good. You can come into that deeper if you want to. If that feels like intense, you might bring forearm to thigh instead. Good. If you want more, you can straighten your right leg. So it's almost like you're drawing your thigh up to your hip space. Good. And we'll come back up through triangle pose to warrior two. Knee bends. Good, and just set up again. Back to triangle pose. Rotate through your shoulders, palms turn forward. Exhale, lead with your right fingers to hinge forward. Stop wherever that's comfortable. Just hold your triangle pose for a few breaths. Notice where you'd like to turn your head. So again, if that's a bit deep, maybe you're here, maybe you're here, and then it's excellent here. You can rotate through your chest to look up towards your fingers. Good, and we'll come out, reaching your left arm up, hinging. Good, turn both twists to face forward, interlace your fingers behind your head, and just slowly start to gaze up. So you're kind of resting the top of your head into your hands, the palms of your hands, but you can also just notice how that feels along your chest. Maybe your elbows are just opening slightly to the sides. You can relax the side of your neck and your jaw. We'll come back up, relax your arms. You're welcome to do a few hip circles if you feel any tension in your lower back in either direction before we do the same sequence on the other side. Okay, so you can shorten or widen the stance between your feet. So this time, right toes forward, the left leg rotates from your thigh to turn it out to the side. Arms up into your T, and then bending your right knee. You can check in. So we kind of skipped out the few bends of your knees. So just make little adjustments if that's comfortable for the placement of your foot as your knee bends. Lovely. Okay, so from warrior two, just imagine your fingers are lengthening away. If you want more intensity, you can kind of pigeon toe your toes in towards your center, so you can feel that start to activate the outside edge of your leg, your lower leg, and your heel. Good. Lovely. So extended side angle pose. So bending left elbow, hinge forward, reaching your right arm up, rotate through your shoulders so your palm turns towards the floor. Good. If you want to come into this deeper, you can even bring your hand in the direction of the floor. And you can stop at any point. If you have a block here, you can use that as well. Good. Just start to feel that lengthen if that's intense. Maybe your hand's on your hip instead, if that feels more appropriate. Lovely. So back up. So reaching right arm up, away from the hinge. Back to warrior two, lengthening. Nice rotation there of your head. Fingers lengthen away. Shoulders above your hips. Good. And exhale, coming back to that warrior or extended side ankle pose, really reaching that right arm, fingers away from you. Good. And that helps to lengthen the side of the body. So wherever that's comfortable to stay. Want to go into it deeper. That feels nice. Lovely. And back up to warrior two. Softening, checking in, shoulders over hips. You make little adjustments if it feels intense with your toes turned in. Good. We'll bring our arms overhead, straightening your left leg, draw your thigh up to your hip space. Palms touch again, lengthen up. First finger to sit the ceiling, then leaning back. Little side bend to the right. You can feel that lengthen perhaps the left side of your body. Come back up, back to warrior two. Reach your fingers long and away as you bend your knee. And then straighten your legs, palms turn up. Bring your arms up overhead. Palms of your hands touch. Lengthening up, long spine, and then leaning to the right again, softening your rib cage and your hip. Good. And back up, back to warrior two. Notice how that feels. Good. Come to triangle pose next. Palms turn forward, exhale, hinging forward. Like you're leading with your left hand to hinge forward. Stop wherever that's comfortable. Maybe you like the forearm on your thigh. Maybe you like to lean more forward to come deeper. You can even straighten that left leg. And rest your hand wherever that's comfortable. So a maximum fingertips on the floor. You can even kind of lightly rest your hand, fingertips on your straight leg, in your calf or your thigh if that's more comfortable. Just see if you'd like to revolve and look up at your fingers. Good, so we'll come back up through warrior two before returning to triangle pose again. So return to that bent knee, arms reaching away, softening the side of your neck, and then palms turn forward, exhale, hinging forward. And back to your triangle pose, wherever that's comfortable. One more breath here. Reach up with your right hand, hinge back up. Good, turn both twists to face forward. You can adjust the width of your feet. Inhale, lengthen up, little lean back, hands on your hips. Front body starts to open. And just relax here. Like feel the top of your head growing away from you. Just be kind to your lower back. So there's kind of a lift up first before you kind of lean back in your upper body. Then come forward. If it's comfortable, either keep your hands on your hips or you can interlace your fingers behind you. If you want more, rotate to your shoulders so your knuckles lengthen away from the straight arms. And we'll start to keep a long spine, hinge forward. So feel like there's length from your tailbone up to the top of your head. And just up wherever that's comfortable. So you can feel the folding coming here from your hip space. So you have that nice long neck and spine. And just come into that wide leg forward fold as much as feels comfortable. You can relax to the side of your neck. So it doesn't matter where we come into that posture, just come where it feels nice for your body in this moment. So no tension, just release and ease the back of your legs, your lower back perhaps. Good, then when you're ready, push your feet, slowly hinging back up. Lovely, bring your arms up overhead, let your palms touch again, and just think about lengthening your fingertips up to the ceiling. You can start to take a little lean back if that's comfortable, so you can turn your head to gaze up and maybe leaning back, so you can feel your front body start to open. Good, and then as you exhale, slowly step your feet together, relax. Give everything a little shake, maybe shrug your shoulders, whatever feels nice for you. Okay, so practice a few balances. So if you come to stand comfortably in mountain pose, good, and just think about keeping your hips level. We'll shift the weight over to one leg and bend the other knee. Just see how that feels. Good, if you want more, you can cross your foot over your standing leg, so your toes are just resting on the other side. Good, so I have my right leg straight, my left leg knee bent and crossed over. Good, so for the arms, if you just have the backs of your hands touch and the palms are facing outward. Good, if you want more, you can have your forearms crossed. If you want more from there, just bring one elbow on top of the other. Just notice how that feels. It starts to open through your shoulder blades, your chest, let your neck be soft. If you want more, you can add a bind with your hands by bringing the hand on the bottom to wrap around your upper arm. And you can even just touch the palm of your hand or wrap around your thumb. But in both of these instances, the palms of your hands are facing away from your body. You can lift your elbows higher if you want to increase that sensation. If you want to create a balance here, you can lift your toes off the floor. If you want more, you can wrap your toes. We're just coming to Garudasana or eagle pose. And if you want more from there, think about just bending your knees so your body stays straight. You bend your knees to come into almost like a seated position, but just long spine. So again, come out of that at any time. It's just nice to breathe here into that space between your shoulder blades. Your jaw feel relaxed. Just relax through the side of your neck, your shoulders. Again, come out of it at any time. One more breath here. Lovely. And when you're ready, we'll slowly ravel arms and ravel legs. Give everything a little shake. And just stand with your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. We'll just take a little rotation for the spine to relax. So you can turn side to side, let your arms just swing relaxed by your side. And you can even look over your shoulder when you turn behind you. Lovely. So we'll come back to do our eagle's pose on the other side. You're just standing comfortably. Maybe you have your hands on your hips. Other leg will be the standing leg. So shift the weight over. So kind of that standing leg kind of comes to the center of your body. Opposite knee bends. Options to stay there. You can rotate from your side or turn your knee out to the side. And if you want more, you can bring your foot across your body. So your ankle's just kind of resting on the shin of your straight leg. Just come to that at your own pace. You can start to find that balance earlier. But think about crossing the opposite arm on top this time for your arms. Good, so you can have your forearms crossed, backs of your hands touch, maybe one elbow, the opposite elbow on top of the other. Maybe you can create a bind, 4 fingers of the bottom hand wrapping around to the palm or the thumb of your upper arm. You lift your elbows higher. Maybe you lift your foot and wrap it around your standing leg. You can even start to bend your knee. Just wherever that's comfortable. Come out at any time. Breathe into your shoulder blades. It's almost like your rib cage expands to the sides. And that's creating that lovely space along your shoulder blades and your spine. Your breath almost balloons into that area. Slow, gentle breath. Good. So again, anytime, come out when you feel right, when it feels right for you, and then slowly unravel arms, unravel legs, and give everything a little shake again. We're going to come down to the ground through a squat position. So just turn your toes out to the side. You can have your hands on your hips, just check in with your alignment, and then shoulders above hips. Then bring the palms of your hands to touch front of your breastbone or your heart space, and then gently bend your knees. Up wherever that's comfortable. Maybe come all the way down to your elbows or inside of your knees. Just check in with how that feels. Good. One more breath here. Then when you're ready, we'll bring our hands to the floor, and you can come to sit back. We'll sit with our legs in a straddle position. Good. Just notice how that feels for you. Shoulders are above your hips. You can sit on a block. You can bend your knees as well if that feels more comfortable to find that alignment of shoulders of your hips. Okay. We're going to turn towards one leg. So you place your hands on either side of the leg that you're turning towards. So we're going to turn towards our right leg. Rotate from your waist. So kind of facing the leg. Good. And just notice how that feels. Both of your feet are flexed, knees up to the ceiling. Then you can start to walk your hands forward. So maintain this long spine. Just walking your hands forward. So you might feel that. So if I'm facing my right leg, you might feel that along the left side of your body. Let your hips and your bottom anchor into the floor. So again, so at maximum, you might stay here. You can have your hands on the ground where that's comfortable. You might like to use a strap here and hold on to, or you can even interlace the palms of your hands and start to relax forward, bringing your chest towards your straight leg. So wherever that feels nice for you, to relax. You can vary the width between legs, and again, you might like to do this with bent knees, so you can maintain the long spine to hinge forward. Good. So one more breath here. Lovely. And when you're ready, slowly walk your hands back and curl your spine, but lengthen the top of your head up. And just rotate to center. Notice any difference on one side of your body to the other. Good. So again, long spine, rotating your waist, facing towards the other leg. Feet flexed, knee up to the ceiling. Inhale, long spine, growing up. Exhale, walking your hands forward. And you might feel this differently, right side to left. And again, if you want more, you can interlace your fingers, bring them around the sole of your foot, relaxing forward. Good. You can use that strap here, holding onto the strap wherever that feels nice. Maybe there's that bend in your knee if that feels more comfortable. So maintain this length, long spine here. Good. So it feels like your top of your head is growing. You're still anchoring down through both sitting bones. Good. So 2 more breaths here. Lovely. Really nice. You can feel that release perhaps more. Lower back on one side of your body. Good. Now when you're ready, slowly walk your hands back. Think about lengthening the top of your head up. Good. And then we'll keep our legs a bit wider, but bend your knees and just lean back here. And then start to just kind of windshield wipe your knees side to side. So you can do that at the range that feels nice. So it's kind of like you're transferring the weight from the outside edge foot to the inside edge. You can bring your feet closer if you want to increase that range. Good. So one more breath here. Lovely. We're going to come to lay on our backs. Just lay back, knees bent, and then lift one foot off the floor. Rotate from your thigh to turn your knee out to the side. Rest your ankle on that thigh. Just checking with how that feels. If you want more, you can lift your heel off the floor, or lift your foot, and maybe support your legs with both hands, or thigh with both hands, so the foot that's lifted. You can even straighten your leg. Then you can even start to lift your chest up towards your legs, so wherever that's comfortable to stay for a few moments. And just feeling your hips kind of even and level. Good. And then we'll slowly bend both knees, feet on the floor. Just notice how that side of the body feels compared to the other. And we'll do the other leg. So foot lifts, rotating to bring your knee out to the side, ankle resting on the opposite leg. See where you'd like to stay there. Again, maybe heel lifts, maybe you hold your back of your thigh, straighten your leg, or lift your chest up towards your legs. Wherever that feels nice. So you might feel a little sensation of release through the outside edge of your hip, the knees bent, or your bottom, and perhaps as well as your hamstring with a straightened leg if you've taken that option. Good. And then when you're ready, very slowly relax down. Take a nice full body stretch. And then as you exhale, just come to relax for a few moments. And either having your legs straight or knees bent, wherever you'd like to have your arms, if they're comfortable. And just feel each breath bringing in a sense of openness, of health, of calm. And each exhalation relaxing your jaw, your cheeks, your eyes, your arms, your shoulders, fingers, hips and legs and feet, back, stomach and chest. Relaxing. Just observe how you have the power to influence your body, your mind, your breath, just by being just present and feeling. You could be in this moment, feeling the sensations and just noticing the flow of your breath. That brings ease to your joints, your body, your muscles, your mind. So there's a connectedness between all of these. And so no rush, you can stay here longer, but when you are ready to come out of the posture, you can slowly wiggle your fingers and toes, or turn your head side to side. You might even roll onto one side to rest for a few moments, just to ease your body back before coming out to a seated position. So thank you for honoring yourself today with your practice of yoga. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Feel free to check out any of the other videos we have on the Sport Facebook page, on the YouTube page, and you can send over any messages you may have. Thank you. Have a great day.